Also in League One then this afternoon, Wycombe at Barnsley. I said early on that Wycombe could do Stevenage a favour. I think they'll be concentrating on themselves first. Let's find out how this team's lining up then. Sam Avery's watching this one. Hey, Sam.
Hi Luke, it's two changes from Wycombe's win over Cheltenham here in midweek. Both Freddie Potts and Sam Vokes dropped to the bench, making way for Josh Scowen and Berily Labala. So the Chairboys line up like this. Ravazoli continues in goal with Strejek suspended. It's a back four of Leahy, Tafazoli, Lowe and Grimmer. Scowen will partner Butcher in midfield with Sadlier, Taylor and McCleary behind Labala, who scored his first Wycombe goal here on Tuesday night. On the bench, Nathan Shepherd, Wheeler, Vokes, Potts, Lomvite, Kone and Kudua. Well, that midweek victory has certainly eased some of the concerns about Wycombe being dragged into a relegation battle, and certainly because they'll need to produce something very special this afternoon to claim all 3 points against a Barnsley side with just one league defeat in 17. In fact, they've lost just once on the road in League One all season. They've got half an eye on those automatic promotion places. It should be a good in this one. The Chairboys are 9 home games unbeaten. The visitors 8 away league games unbeaten. It's Wycombe against Barnsley.
Berily Labala, good signing?
Yeah. I mean, he's not had too many starts. He's had a few, and he's looked lively. I remember he had a great chance against Oxford here, which he probably should have scored. But the goal he scores in midweek against Cheltenham is an absolute stunning goal. 25 yards out, opens up his body, just whips it into the top corner. And the passion in his celebration is something to behold. Goes sprinting over to Matt Bloomfield and sort of jumps into his arms almost, and then goes and celebrates in front of the terrace. So, he's embedded himself into Wycombe life very, very well. Very quickly too. Lots of energy, lots of passion, a great goal, and he's there saying in the interview that he's hoping that that's the first of many, and I'm sure it will be, because he can certainly strike a ball.
This next question's a little bit of an odd one, but we've talked about relegation. Is there still thoughts of that in anyone's mind? Is anyone thinking about that, or is that kind of been put to bed now? I mean, if you look at the league table, they're not completely safe. There's 8 points between. Is it 8 points? Yeah, 8 points between Wycombe and relegation. But we know that a couple of defeats and other sides getting results may change it. Is anyone still thinking about the relegation zone?
I think so. I mean, you look at it, 50 points should probably keep you up, you'd have thought, based on the projected points of where clubs are along the dotted line, and also based off previous seasons. So what's that, 9 points, 3 wins would do it, a couple of wins and a few draws maybe. They should get to at least 50 points, but there's always the chance that you may not. I mean, look, they went 11 league games without a win. What's to say that might not happen again?
Right.
So, they're not completely out of the woods. They put themselves in a much better position, of course they have, but I don't think they're completely out of the woods yet. It would take a really poor run of form to really drag them back into it. But as I say, that has already happened this season.
Yeah, I think things have changed. I sense things have changed a little bit, and the Chairboys are unbeaten at home in 2024 as well, which kind of harks back to what you'd expect of Wycombe. And I understand that there have been changes. I understand what Matt Bloomfield's done. He's wanted to keep the DNA of Wycombe the same, but he's wanted to just change one or two aspects of the way that they play, and that's maybe where that sticky period came from. But unbeaten at home in 2024, I think things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Adams Park notoriously has always been a difficult place to come and get results. Back when Wycombe were in League Two and when they were fighting for promotion in League One a few seasons ago as well, it's notoriously been a tough place to come and pick up points. And I remember talking to you actually in the reverse game of this one back in November at Barnsley. Wycombe had just lost here against Reading 2-1 and played really poorly. And I was talking about how they were very poor at home and playing quite well away from home. That's kind of switched now, and they're playing really well at home. They're taking the game to the opposition. They're playing on the front foot. They're exciting the crowd. I mean, Kieran Sadley has been a revelation. He's gone from strength to strength in recent weeks and months. He's a big part of Wycombe when they go forward. A lot of their attacks come down the left-hand side with Sadley, and they've found a system, going to this 4-2-3-1 where they can really impose themselves on the opposition, particularly at home.
I've always thought Sadly was a good player, actually seeing him play for other clubs in the past. And just a brief word about the EFL Trophy Final. We'll talk more about this, of course, as we get closer to it. But fans, rightly upset about the moving of the kick-off time. What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, this is a bit weird, this. So, obviously, take ourselves back to July when the date is announced for the EFL Trophy final. All season it was always Sunday the 7th of April. Whoever got there. Tickets went on sale earlier this week, and after tickets went on sale, and there was a problem with that as well because fans were saying they couldn't actually pick which seats they could sit in. They had to sort of buy a ticket and then hope that they're sitting in the right seat, which seems bizarre. And then after that, they've decided to potentially, although not confirmed yet, change the kick-off time. At the moment, it's at 3 o'clock, but they're looking at potentially moving the kick-off time, which is just a nightmare for fans. I mean, some fans have already booked train tickets.
I can't. If fans have booked train times and whatnot, I can't see how they can move it. But I suppose watch this space. That would be, really annoying for a lot of Wycombe fans, and not just Wycombe fans, of course. Everyone who's heading to Wembley.
Yeah, I think the only reason I can try and work out as to why they're doing it is because obviously it's a final between two southern clubs. Peterborough and Wycombe are both relatively close to Wembley, so maybe they waited to see who gets to the final. Oh, it's two southern clubs, maybe we can look at moving the kick-off time because it's not a Blackpool or Bradford and they won't be getting back. I mean, looking at other games scheduled for TV that day, the likelihood is it will be pushed back to probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's just a nightmare to get home for fans on a Sunday evening.
Horrible.
And Leahy low ball into the penalty area. Might find McCleary. Turned away. Taylor to strike and he scores. Dale Taylor puts Wycombe in front. It was scrappy in the penalty area. It broke for Dale Taylor and he tucked it away into the corner. And it all started with a quick throw from Sadlier to release Leahy. Quick thinking from the Irishman. Great ball into the box. Only half cleared and Taylor finished. Wycombe 1, Barnsley 0. Barnsley have a free kick here in a decent position. 5-man Wycombe wall. Up steps Connell off the crossbar. Pine scores on the rebound. Barnsley level right on half time. Right side of the penalty area, held up by Pines. Lovely back heel to find McCleary. Across goes Earl. He's found Sadlier. He's done brilliantly well, McCleary. It looked like he'd been brought down. It looked like the ball was going out of play. He slid round to keep it back in play. Sadlier was lurking and tucked it home from 3 yards out. Wycombe back in front, 2-1. Luke O'Connell on the corner for Barnsley. One arm in the air from the Irishman, whipped into the back post. Great ball. Barnsley should score, and they will score. It's 2-2, and Pines is claiming that one. Williams from the right, low ball in across, past everybody and scored. Barnsley are in front for the first time, and it's O'Keefe who turns in at the back post. Wycombe 2, Barnsley 3. Next one out of play for a Barnsley throw. Meanwhile, there could be a red card here. There is. David Wheeler sent off. He's been on the pitch for 5 seconds and he's just barged into one of the Barnsley players on the far side. He's literally just come onto the pitch, David Wheeler, and he's elbowed one of the Barnsley players and Wycombe are down to 10 men. Back inside, lovely turn from Conor Grant, who drives it in. He scored, Conor Grant, from the tightest of angles. How he scored from there, I don't know. But Barnsley have a 2-goal cushion. It's Wycombe 2, Barnsley 4.
6 goals at Adams Park this afternoon. Sam Avery.
Yeah, what a crazy game of football this was. Wycombe 2, Barnsley 4. Wycombe twice in front early in the first and second half with goals from Taylor and Sadlier. Cosgrove equalised at the end of the first half for Barnsley, then Pines equalised in the second, and then a moment of madness really. David Wheeler was sent off for Wycombe 5 seconds after entering the pitch as a substitute. That came after Barnsley added a third through O'Keefe, and substitute Conor Grant on loan from MK Dons made it 4 20 minutes from time, firing in from a tight angle. Wycombe actually had chances after that and could have probably pulled it back to 4-4. Crazy game. Wycombe 2, Barnsley 4.
A bonkers Saturday for Sam Avery at Adams Park this afternoon. 6 goals, sending off after 5 seconds for David Wheeler. I mean, it's very difficult to sum that game up, but I mean, did Wycombe deserve something from the game? I mean, they lost 4-2 against a very good side, but did they deserve anything from the match?
Yeah, I think they did. Barnsley were awful defensively. Absolutely atrocious, but so were Wycombe.
Yeah.
It was just bizarre. Both sides looked really good going forward, but terrible at the back. Wycombe twice led. Their second goal's really well worked. McCleary, the ball looks like it's going out of play, and McCleary slides to keep it in and then finds Sadlier inside the 6-yard box who tucks away. And you think, right, we're up and running second half after Barnsley just scored just before half time. The big turning point for me is Sam Cosgrove, who thought he should have won a penalty in the first half. He gets up, he grabs Jack Grimmer by the throat. That's not spotted by the referee, and then that riles up all the Wycombe players, and Leahy goes and pushes Cosgrove in the next attack, which gives Barnsley a soft free, well, not a soft free kick, but the ball was running out of play. You should have just let it run. He shouldn't have got involved with it in a pushing match with Cosgrove, but he did, and Barnsley score from the resulting free kick, and that gives them a bit of oomph and a bit of encouragement, and they go on and win 4-2. And then the Wheeler red card obviously doesn't help either.
No.
I didn't actually see it. He comes off the bench, goes straight over to the far side, ball gets clipped into the channel. Barnsley player goes down. Apparently it's an elbow from Wheeler. I mean, the fans in the Frank Adams stand didn't look happy with the fact that he got sent off. But looking at social media, other fans are saying that there was no question. It was a definite red card, and it's stupidity from Wheeler. So I'll have to ask Bloomfield. I don't know. I missed it.
That's a bit un-Wheeler-like, isn't it? I'm not sure Wheeler's a kind of elbowy type person.
No, that's what really confused me, because, I mean, there were little individual battles going on today, but obviously Wheeler's just entered the pitch, so he hasn't got an individual battle. So I don't know why he'd go on and then elbow someone straight away. Seems really bizarre. But as I say, some fans are saying it shouldn't have been, some fans are saying it should be. I don't know. I have to say I missed it, but certainly he got sent off 5 seconds after coming on.